And we're back. So my name is Charbel Milan. Today we got
Kendall Shaw.
and this is a timeshare. So Kendall, just to get you up to speed, everybody that's tuning in right now, man, they're coming to be inspired. They're coming to get a mindset, get something that they can take away and apply in their own life. But more in a sense, we're here to just have long form conversation and just provide the people with, positive reinforcement, but also, a form of entertainment, man, because today is about you and we're here to find out what you've been up to, because we know it's been a lot. So if you just want to take a moment real quick, let the people know a little bit about yourself, some of the things you're part of, and kind of, the prerequisites to get them up to speed.
Right. Okay. What's up, guys? My name is Kendall Shaw. I'm a 20-year-old entrepreneur. Man, where do I start? I got into digital marketing and stuff when I was just about 14 or 15 in high school. I was just going through a hard period and I saw a Ty Lopez ad. So bought Ty Lopez's course on building a marketing agency or whatever. That's kind of how I got my feet wet, I guess, into the digital marketing industry. Fast forward about 5 or 6 years now. I've been doing digital marketing since. I run Maybach Media, which is a basically digital marketing agency. We work with e-commerce and real estate businesses, help them grow. Just currently managing about 6 figures a month in ad spend for our clients. So it's been a great year thus far. And I also do a lot of e-commerce as well. So selling physical products online. And yeah, I mean, I just feel like I'll be able to open up a little more and throughout the podcast, but I would say I've been on a crazy journey thus far, and we've made multiple 6 figures from selling products as well as working with business owners to help them grow. So looking forward to telling you guys more about my story. It's definitely interesting because when I started, I had all the world against me, I guess you could say, starting business at a young age.
Damn, man, that's a lot. So one thing that stood out to me was hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad campaign, like revenue that you manage.
Yeah, no, so not only revenue, just because if people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on ads, they obviously have to be spending it profitably. So we're currently managing just about, let's say, 150, 200K a month in advertising spend. So our clients at my company, we're managing those budgets for them. So they're spending thousands of dollars a day on ads profitably.
Okay, so wow. So let's even just to rewind. So you were what? Probably like 17, 18 at the time?
When what exactly?
When you first saw the ad. Because you
said
no.
I actually I saw the ad when I was like 14 or 15 actually.
Jeez, man. So right then and there, were you kind of like, is it just another ad? Or, when were you convinced that not only you should spend money on a course, but when did it really start to take effect for you that maybe the people aren't lying? Maybe you can actually make money online, marketing, e-commerce.
Right. Well, honestly, so I got into like social media marketing. Like I've always been like a marketer. Like you knew me in high school. Like I've always just been a people person. It's just the person I am. I get a lot of it from my mom. And I got into like Instagram influencer marketing when I was like actually like 12, 13. There's also was this app called iFunny. So I used to have like accounts on iFunny and Instagram back in like middle school. So I was like 13 or 14. And I understood, like I had a couple companies pay me like a couple $100s for posts and stuff on my pages back at the time. So I understood kind of about social media, but the biggest thing that piqued me in the ad was that like working with business owners and having them pay you monthly for a service, that business model I never knew that like that was something that could happen. So I was really more interested in the business model, less the like seeing how he promoted the business model, if that makes sense. Honestly didn't know it was possible at the time, because when that first, like back at that time when people first started talking about social media marketing and stuff, like back in 2015 around 2014, around that period, I just didn't even think it was possible. But I was like, you know what, I'll try. And I mean, I closed a $1,000 deal when I was like 15.
Damn. So what was that deal?
I was working with the local gym, running ads for them on Facebook pretty much.
Okay.
So I did that, and that's when I was like, whoa, like if I'm a kid doing this, there's probably people that are like hundreds of levels, and there are above me doing it successfully. And then that's when I kind of dove in to like Gary V's content, seeing how he ran his marketing agency, and that was like really eye-opening,
Okay, so it was really once you realized there's other ways to make money. I don't have to just get a job. I don't have to clock in. I can really take this and you realized that it wasn't trading time for dollar anymore. It was, can I provide a service and get paid for it?
Yeah.
Wow. So okay. So you just started doing that for ads. You just had a couple accounts.
So like I had a job too, because like I had a couple clients for my agency after I took the course, but like I didn't really know, like I didn't spend the time to really understand marketing and especially like social media marketing. So like I was running ads to the clients, they're getting okay results, but like it wasn't to the point where I was, how would I say this? Like I would be justifying working with the business as like a full-time contractor or business like marketing agency owner. So I was a kid, right? I was still very young. I was new into the business. So what I did is I actually stopped marketing agency for almost 2 years, a year and a half. And that's when I got into e-commerce because my mindset was if I can sell a product for myself, then running ads for a business owner should be easy.
Oh, okay. So you were saying, okay, so you kind of took that model and said, well, why don't I just sell my own stuff and advertise it? Because I know how to get it out there to people that will buy it.
I was like, when I was younger, like I was getting these business owners results on ads. Like they would be getting leads and people would be coming in, but it wasn't at the best where I would say I was so confident in charging them the price that I wanted to charge. So I took a step back and I was like, okay, I took a step back. I actually even got a part-time job at the time. And it was like, I'm going to get money, invest in the ads myself. So I can learn how to sell a physical product. Then I'll already have much more knowledge to sell a service. And that's what I did.
Oh, so you wanted to get in on the inside and figure out like, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like really becoming a good marketer. Because once that's easy, then like
how do you provide someone a product? How do you provide someone an edge when you haven't really tested around with the shit yourself?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what was my mindset. And so then it was a long journey. I actually had a class in high school that I got to literally study Shopify for. It was my senior year of high school. Damn. So I spent like a year because my school was on block schedule. So I literally spent like a year basically studying Shopify, Facebook ads, marketing, advertising, and really understanding and testing and seeing how I can basically build a profitable business. And that's kind of what gave me that boost. And then after that, because this was December 2017, so that's when I last took the class. January January 2018, I had a $14K month, my first $14,000 month in revenue.
Jeez.
On my first drop shipping store that I was selling was a t-shirt that said Wakanda Forever from Black Panther. But when Black Panther first came out, and I just saw the idea and I made the design myself and I ran it on influencer pages and Facebook ads. And then I turned 18 right after that. So then I blew all the money. But it kind of, my mindset shifted completely. So I was like, wow, like there's a really big potential with this,
Wow. So I mean, even though you blew all the money, at least you saw that it can be done.
Yeah.
Exactly. Your idea eventually made money. Wow. So that's when it became real for you.
Yeah. Really after that success, like that first initial success, I was like making $1,000 of revenue a day. Like I was sitting in class, like I was like just chilling, and then the store was making money and I was running ads in class. And I was like, wow, like the potential of e-commerce and digital marketing, it's so new. There's really no limit. It's only as the internet grows and it's only getting bigger.
Damn. Okay. So did the e-commerce the e-commerce was what really kind of scaled into the media company?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and honestly, because as I kept on going with e-commerce, I still run stores to this day. The coronavirus is kind of slowing things down for me for a couple projects that I'm working on. But I would say...
Because like China and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of my supply sourcing is in China.
Makes sense.
So, I mean, it's okay. I'm like learning. That's why I've been just focusing on my agency a lot recently. But I just learned a lot from building and running ads. So as the year progressed, I used to hate sales, right? I hated sales. That's why I actually got into e-commerce as well, because I was so scared not scared, but I wasn't confident talking to business owners. So when I went to Tampa at the old company I was working at, I got a lot better at sales and learning how to really talk to people. And after leaving that company, once I started my own marketing agency again, it's been a lot more effective because, once you have a good service, like we spent $25,000 on ads for our client, made them the stats today are $35K and $160K made in revenue. So like that's a very valuable service to someone. We're making you multiple six figures.
And you have proof.
And we have proof.
Results.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So like after doing that, it's like now I know that since we have such valuable service that we can really help and change people. So it's like really doing good for people,
Wow. So you're also giving back.
Yeah, exactly.
Geez. So with the company's called Maybach?
Maybach Media. Yes.
Maybach Media. So when did that come to you? Like, how did the name come to you?
Honestly, I was in Miami with one of my close friends. We were just bouncing ideas off each other from names. And I like Mercedes, honestly. Like, I'm not going to even lie. And, like, it's not copyrighted or anything. I just feel like it brings a very not prestigious, but like you expect you're going to be getting good. Like I feel like when you hear the name, people are like, it's unique. It's not something that it's really taken.
Like a luxury brand.
Yeah, exactly. It's
right
like
in the back, that
yeah,
type of feel.
yeah.
Okay.
And so I like it. And my designer, he made a dope logo, and I was just like, you know what? Like I don't overthink things in business. You know, it's like people have a information paralysis. Like people aren't really buying the brand. They're buying me and the service I'm providing them. Right.
Yeah, right. They just pay
Yeah.
you, and you get to do all the stuff for
We
them.
have a team too. We have a team of 3 full media buyers. So I'm here to build a real company, not, work behind a computer all day.
So that's what you were doing in Tampa. You were in there, and you were realizing, well, first of all, I'm really limited here
Right.
because this is a job, and unfortunately, a job is limiting.
Right.
But did you kind of need that though to get in there and see how the gears really turned inside a media company? Or
yeah.
were you kind of like
no, I really
let
feel
down?
I feel like yes and no. I feel like the experience taught me more of what I don't want in a company, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
But that's a good thing though, because if you know what you don't want, then what you do want is very apparent. I want to build an actual business that gets, not only that, do I work with a select group of people, because when you work with every type of business, right, as a marketing agency owner, you're never gonna be able to really scale, right? Because of course you can work with tons of types of businesses, but we only work with 2 companies here, 2 types of businesses at my company, which are real estate businesses. So whether that's contractors, realtors, real estate investors, etc., anything that has to do with the house, we do marketing for. And then e-commerce businesses. So any business that sells a product or service online, and that's it. And the reason for that is because I already have all the systems and operations in place where I can remove myself from the business and still get great client results, but be able to live a life. You're not here to build a business that supports your lifestyle, less of
consume your lifestyle.
Yeah, consume your lifestyle.
That's something people don't realize is when you're, we were talking earlier, but when you're kind of starting to turn gears on businesses and certain ideas, they take time. Like not necessarily the business aspect, but you got to do a lot of small things along the way that you don't think about when you're like, oh, I'm going to start a business. But that's just a side note. But okay, so you kind of just realize that I can give okay service if I kind of just open myself up. But if I really narrow it down to real estate and e-commerce, I can be a professional within those industries.
Right.
That's a smart thing. That's smart thing.
My mom's a realtor. My mom's a realtor. One of my close friends does wholesaling. So like as soon as I came back to Atlanta, I was like, I want to run marketing for you guys for free and get them results, because those are, real estate's $1 billion industry. So is e-commerce. So it doesn't really make sense for me to do really anything else. Those are both multi-billion-dollar industries.
That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially real estate, and now e-commerce is becoming a real estate.
E-commerce is just digital real estate.
Damn.
If you really think about it.
I mean, yeah. I guess I see what you mean.
They're selling assets,
Okay. So when you're approaching, let's say, a real estate company, let's say e-commerce, which, that is what you deal with, but even if it's not one of those businesses, it's a general company that is lacking. Do you go in first and you kind of see what they're doing as far as marketing, and you're kind of like, oh, this is you guys are obviously messing things up, and then you show them where your service can improve things? Or do you just try to come in and rewrite the script for them and just be like, look, I take control, you get these results? Like, how exactly, what's your game plan when you're approaching people?
Every business is different, right? So we really like to look at the business and kind of not only what they're doing for marketing now, because every business needs marketing, right? Like if you're not doing marketing as a business, do you really have a business at that point? Because that's how you get new customers, right? So seeing kind of what their current marketing is and seeing what results that's gotten them is kind of the first step. Just because I never like to assume, right? Like we don't take on a lot of clients. Of course, we have a lot of clients we work with, and we're growing rapidly every single month. Our business has gone almost 50 or 60% every single month since it started in November.
It's amazing.
Thank you. It's just God's blessing.
Man,
but
that's what I like to hear. But anyway,
it's like not a one size fits all solution. So we look at what they're currently doing for marketing, the revenue that's gotten them, and see where they want to go, and see how we can get them a real strategy with digital marketing that makes sense. And then after we see where they want to go, we look at their competitors and seeing what their competitors are doing, since that's usually the first step. So you can compete with your competitors before you try and do unique things. You need to be at least in the same playing field with your competitors. If they're spending more than you, whatever that necessary scenario is. And then after that, we kind of say, okay, here's a 90-day roadmap of working with us. The first month is usually, depending on the business, obviously, it's usually like a testing period where we test out all of the main variables. Well, it's like the ad, the text, the website, the creative, really testing everything out for them, just because you can't really promise a business results until you really figure out who their ideal customer is online.
Yeah, you
And
need
really
a month.
and
at least.
need to really figure out who their ideal customer is online, and also the type of targeting. There's different targeting and creative, which is like the image or the wording or the video that's going to engage best with them. So once we find that, then usually the second and third month is really just scaling up the revenue immensely, and then kind of scaling out horizontally. So what I mean by horizontally is, like, for example, we have
Dip into different markets.
we have a client right
Oh.
now. They have 5 different products, but it's like the same product. It's like a card game. So we have like multiple different types of products, right? But we've only been spending money on one product for them right now, and that's been getting them great returns. So these next 6 to 9 months before quarter 4, we're going to be spending 5x amount of money testing the other 4 products on their store. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, I see exactly what you mean. Okay, so you said that when you first got involved, it was really your good friend and your mom. They were involved in real estate.
No, this is recently.
This has been recently.
Yeah, this has been recently. But when I first
Has that helped you as far as networking? Like, not necessarily having a referral, but like, what kind of real estate do they do? Is it wholesale contracting? Are they a realtor?
So my mom's a realtor, so that kind of inspired me to do real estate marketing. If I'm being honest, I haven't ran many ads for her, but I've definitely, since she's a new agent, I've kind of been able to see really what the realtors' pain points are in their business, which has allowed me to relate to them a lot better. Because since my mom's a realtor, I'm going to really be able to understand what realtors they need.
Get inside the mind of the realtor.
And for real estate wholesaling, one of my best friends, JP, I think you might know him. He does wholesaling, so he's definitely put me a lot on to wholesaling as an industry as a whole, which I think is a really unique concept. And I've actually started to run ads not only for his business but other businesses that are wholesaling, running ads for Facebook for them, just because not many wholesalers, real estate investors, are running ads on Facebook successfully. It's kind of like a blue ocean pretty much right now.
Huh. I didn't know that. You would think that they would be.
Well, a lot of them are running on Google pay-per-click, just because when people type in like "sell my house now,"
yeah, I
like
guess
that.
you're right. Yeah, because Google's popping, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you got your whole like SEO situation taken care of and you're coming up.
Yeah.
You get a lot of results. I've had a good friend, RP, but he passed recently. He had a really successful roofing company, and that's what he did. He just stuck to Google.
Right.
Got all his results from there.
Right, and Google is amazing. So we do a lot of Google as well, especially with YouTube advertisements, which is another untapped arena. They're making billions of dollars a year off of ad revenue, running the pre-roll ads.
5 seconds.
Yeah. So, and you only get charged when someone clicks your link, I think, on that. So.
Huh. Okay, that's not bad. You think it would be for just seeing it. Wow.
Yeah.
So for digital marketing and e-commerce, right? So. Huh. Okay, so as far as e-commerce goes, you said you're really good with the whole Shopify store, right? For someone who's listening right now who hasn't got into the market at all, so we had William Revere on. Do you know William?
Yeah, I know Will.
We had Will on, and he was talking about right now it's still a fantastic time to get in. It's only going to get better because we're moving towards that direction. Even though Amazon's killing it, online e-commerce, that's the move, right? So for someone who has no idea about e-commerce and they're listening right now, what can they do to get involved? Start of 2020. Is it late, honestly?
No, it's not late. I mean, it's never late, right? When you think of course there can be late opportunities in the business world, right? But think about the internet as a whole. It's only been around just for about 30 years now. And think about when you and I have kids 20, 30 years from now, even 10 years, whenever that is, the internet's still going to be around. So it's only
crazy.
growing, right? It's just consumers are getting smarter, right? Drop shipping isn't going to be like, you can't just go on AliExpress and sell cheap products from AliExpress anymore. Like, you can make money, but is it going to be a scalable long-term venture where you can have 1, 3, 5 years out now? Most likely not, because consumers are getting smarter. I actually saw a video of someone on TikTok exposing drop shipping, which means consumers are going to be even more against buying products like that. So I'd really say if I was a beginner, I'd really go on the YouTube, just go on YouTube first, honestly, to start. That's what I did to start. If you're really serious, invest in yourself, right? Investing in yourself is the best investment. I have tons of friends who have courses that teach people dropshipping. That's what I did to get started. I still invest in myself every single month just because.
You bought a course?
Yeah, I've bought multiple courses.
Because why not?
I mean, not why not. It's just like, if you want, for example, from my agency, I have a course on virtual assistants and how to use virtual assistants to scale your business. I spent thousands of dollars on courses this year alone. And the reason for that is it's really all about the information, right? If you just get the right information and you're serious and you take consistent action, then you can really achieve what you want. It's just a matter of the funds and really how bad you want it.
So do you think that's a problem a lot of people are having, is that they're not tapped in on the right information? So they're kind of, it's not that you're not putting effort in the right direction, but if you don't know, you don't know.
Yes and no. I mean, some people are just lazy.
You think so?
Yeah, some people just don't search for the right information. Like, if you want to get started in e-commerce, people are like, they'll look around or something, but like just go on Google, how to start drop shipping. Look, examples of drop shipping stores. Like, you don't always have to buy a course, right? Like, I tried a drop shipping store and I never launched an ad because I didn't know how to. I didn't know how to run a Facebook ad. I made a super branded store, like taught it for myself from a YouTube tutorial, and I just never launched it. It was called Business Casual. I was going to sell ties and super niche store. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. But I would say getting the right information and being able to see the long-term vision. Like when I started my first dropshipping store, I worked as a waiter so I could pay my ad spend.
Damn.
So if I made
to promote your store.
To promote my store. If I made $70 bucks that night, I know I'd have $70 for ad spend. Because I know the obviously, I was at high school at the time, so I could afford to do that. I'm not saying go and spend all your capital, right?
But you knew what that could buy.
Exactly.
What was $70 in or not ad revenue, but like, you know how many eyes that could get.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And it's really about having not only just drop shipping in general, but I would say it's bigger than drop shipping, really identifying what your end goal is, because e-commerce is not like a quick get rich quick scheme. Like it takes a lot of revenue to hit the profit numbers that you're going to want to hit. So
okay, let's say that I go on YouTube,
mm-hmm.
I go on Google, whatever it is, and I educate myself and I'm up to speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it kind of about selecting a product that's hot, or is it about taking a product that could be hot and figuring out a way to make it sell? Because a lot of the people I've talked to have said that you got to sell a product. You have to sell it, because whether it's the way you set up your ad, whether it's, who you're targeting with your ads. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain products they hit and people are looking for you. You don't even got to push the ad. But a lot of the times it's an ad that gets people.
Right.
It's an ad that sells the product. It's an ad that, yeah, maybe people are thinking, oh, we're going to try to get awareness. But no, that's your sale. Once someone's aware of your product, if they want to buy it, they're going to go ahead and buy it.
Right.
So is it about finding a good product, or is it about how you promote the product?
I'd say I wouldn't say it's either. I'd say it's a mixture of both.
Which one more though?
I'd say it's really about 50. I would say the ad creative and the way you market it, your product, like the marketing angle, the wording you're using in the ad creative itself and how you display the product is about 50% of your success in e-commerce, right? Now, the product itself is the foundation of the business, right? Because you have to have a good product, whether that's a hot product or an evergreen product. There's a difference, right? So
what's the difference? What are the two?
The hot product, like for example, the Valentine's Day Rose Bear, which is tons, including myself and tons of people that I know, absolutely, they're literally selling those products in Linux Mall now. Like the fidget spinner, hot product. Those are examples of hot, trendy products, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, evergreen product, an example of that would be even for example, like the thing charging your phone. That's an evergreen product, or like a solar powered charging cable or something. Another example could be like, for example, during the summer, like bikinis. Those are evergreen products. Those industries have been around already and they're not going anywhere, because the two types of businesses, product and service-based businesses. So people need to stop thinking about drop shipping, like just being like drop shipping, and more think about it like, okay, I'm selling a physical product. Just because in the near future, as AliExpress and Alibaba gets bigger, like you can't, if consumers are getting smarter, like people are starting to know what drop shipping is, right? As more consumers are educated on drop shipping, it's going to be a lot harder for you to just go and slap a simple Shopify website up and do that, because anyone can do that. It's about how you find a good product and how you present that product to customers, the experience they go through with your website, having a nice website, as well as the post-purchase experience, right? So like after they buy a product from you, how long does it take for them to get to you? Do you have good customer service? Do you have a little thank you note? Like things like kind of go above and beyond, just because anyone can get into Shopify, right? But if you want to build an actual sustainable business, it's a lot different than just setting up a drop shipping store, because you can make a lot of money with drop shipping, but it's not, unless you find something that's a good product and you can brand it and have good customer service, because it takes a lot more money to do that, right? But the long-term goal is where you can have a longer term business,
Okay, I see what you mean. Wow. So what products have you been the most successful with? You talked about the T-shirt, the Wakanda T-shirt.
Yeah, so I would say my most successful niche would be the home decor niche. So like weighted blankets or lighting, like lights for your home, more of higher ticket products, because that's kind of what I focus my time on. I spent a lot of time selling lower ticket products in the past, but I would say higher ticket products like even wine coolers, fireplaces, because people are already searching for those products on Google. And if you have a good ad on Facebook, you can make a lot of money. So like massage chairs, even like massage chairs for your feet and like your calves, those products you have very good margins on. And if you present it the right way, it's solving a problem. So I would say any product that can solve a problem and you show your product as a solution to the problem is the very easiest product to scale, right? If you find, for example,
Makes sense,
gifts,
yeah.
things like that,
So it's like almost like you got to make them realize they need it.
Right.
Wow.
It's like the cognitive biases, if you can have someone, for example, like selling like a tracking device for parents to have on their kids, that's a good product idea, because the marketing plan with that would be fear. You're telling your parents, like the parent, like, okay, well, don't be scared of having your kid get lost. You can have this tracking device on them that will track them 24/7. You put it in their book bag when they go to school or whatever the case need be. And the cognitive bias is like, that's like basically a psychology term. And fear is a very big motivator. People do a lot out of fear. So if you can make someone scared, but show them the solution to them not being scared anymore is getting your product, then
I like it. So it's almost like you make them realize there's an issue, but I have the solution to your issue.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Wow. So
that's with any business in general, really. If you really think about it, every business is solving a problem for someone. Gatorade's keeping you hydrated.
I was thirsty.
Realtors are helping you buy or sell a home.
So okay. Have you done any real estate as far as like literally real estate, or you just stick to marketing?
So I'm in the mixture of both right now. I'm in the process of trying to lock up some wholesale properties, but right now I'm mainly doing a lot of marketing for real estate, kind of having it set up where for wholesaling specifically, some wholesalers, I have wholesaler clients that I run their ads for in different states. So like North Carolina, Pennsylvania, California, Texas, etc. And I have it where every property we sell for them, it's almost like I'm drop shipping houses, literally. For every property that we sell with them for the ads, we get 50% of the net profit.
Really?
Of that, yeah.
So it's because you pretty much got them the sale, they give you 50%?
Yeah, because they're not doing anything.
Damn, dude. 50%? That's crazy. They're just sitting around getting,
They just get the leads. Like they pay for the ads.
Wow.
We already have all the systems and processes in place, which system and processes are super duper important for business, which is what I really learned at the last year working in another company, how I want to run my business. Having systems and processes. I basically have a document inside my company on any type of client on how I want to run their ads. I have a document that shows step by step how anyone in my company can go ahead and do that.
So you know that the same level of service is being provided throughout the entire company.
Exactly.
So how many people do you have under you right now?
So right now, I would say we have about 5 or 6. We're just bringing on 2 new sales representatives this next week. And then I have a full-time media buying team of 4 people, as well as an executive assistant who's like kind of the admin. I'm probably going to bring on another admin as well. So a lot of behind the scenes work has been going on, but it's been a great experience.
So do they do a lot of the sales? They try to get the accounts, or they manage actually?
I would say that's what I've been doing mainly, like as well as making sure like the fulfillment. But I'm about to scale my business. I've been getting good business funding, things like that. So now it's time to bring on other representatives, just because I'm not going to be able to.
So what would you say is next for you? Like, where are you trying to take things now that you're saying you're getting funding,
right?
And you're kind of getting you're way past getting your feet wet, but now you're really starting to get a good feel of how you want to move. You worked for another business. So what are you thinking of doing going forward?
I really want to scale Maybach Media. I want to take it to multiple 6 figures a month in revenue. That's the goal within the next 3 years. And then I have some software stuff, and I really want to build some software companies.
What do you mean by software? Like
basically, like my goal this next 1 to 10 years is I want to take the skills that I have in marketing and basically specifically for real estate, and basically make a software that does a lot of things for real estate, like running ads for real estate businesses. And basically kind of have my software take the skills of an agency, except we're a software, which means we're way more expandable, and then basically kind of cut out all the real estate agencies pretty much. Because if I have the same service, but another agency is charging you $1,500 a month, but my software charges you $100 a month, you pay a $2,000 initiation fee, you save 90% of the cost and get the same results. And that's much better for the real estate businesses.
Yeah, because then you can just sell it to anyone. It's a software.
Exactly.
How long would that take? Do you have any like experience in like coding?
I don't, but I have a development company that I'm working with. I've done some pretty big work. So first time publicly talking about that, but that's something that's going to be in the works. So I'm super
Hell
excited
yeah.
to be about that.
That's what a timeshare is for. Putting new ideas out there. I've had so many people say that after. They're like, yeah, I didn't even know I was going to talk about that. And I'm like, you know
Right.
what? I guess you needed to talk about it. Wow. So that's the long-term plan.
Right.
But to get there, what are some of the big steps? You said you got a coding
So
company.
the first goal is to get 60 realtors under our belt by the end of this year.
Okay.
Having 60 real estate agents and
That you guys represent.
that we represent, and then we're on track to do probably 10 wholesalers, working with 10 wholesalers running their ads. So
Okay.
after that, the goal would probably be to do 10 to 20 wholesale deals a month from Facebook and Google advertisements, and multiple $1 million in real estate closings from Facebook. That's the goal this year, because that's going to give us a really, really strong foundation in the real estate industry. And then on the e-commerce side, we have probably about 5 clients that we're working with now, and just making sure all of our clients hit 7 figures this year from basically ads generated from Facebook is our goal. Just because we have some contracts that we've signed that are year long already. So it's kind of like allowing us to focus on the clients, focus on the business, just because I'm a big believer in, growing with businesses. As your business grows, if we're growing your business tremendously, we should be growing with you, and vice versa.
Yeah, of course. Why not? You build that relationship early on.
Right. It's all about relationships. You
Yeah.
know?
So that's something you've really noticed, is that to get out here in any industry, it's all about networking. It's all
Yeah.
about the people you meet.
Yeah. I mean, that's why meeting Gary Vee, and honestly, like,
How was that?
that was crazy.
How did that go down?
One
was that like?
One of my clients, honestly, it's a big part about relationships. One of my clients, Gary, reached out to, and I just ended up meeting them in person. And my client knew I really liked Gary Vee, so he brought me to introduce me. That was cool, but it was more about the content I learned from him, seeing how he. I've been slacking on content, honestly, these last 6 months.
What is the content you learned from him?
He just says posting content and engaging with people is how you grow your business. I mean, any business, the internet is for you to share stuff. So if you post content and you're engaging with people, you're engaging other people's content, you're going to grow an audience over time, and then that audience is yours. That's why Facebook's so powerful. They have the biggest audience in the world. So
yeah, everyone's
do whatever they want.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I mean, he's right about that. You do got to engage with people, because that's kind of what I was trying to go out with the product thing earlier.
Right.
It's like, even if you have a great product, but you're not engaging with people, let's be real. Like, even if you got even a small business, or whatever it is, you kind of got to push the sale. Like,
Right.
you got to hustle it at the end of the day, or else anyone would be doing it.
Right.
So it's interesting that he said that. What else did you get from him?
I mean, it's just really about the work ethic, like I put like almost 2 or 3 years in without really seeing any real tangible results. Not 2 or 3 years, but a good period. And he taught me just really being patient, like it's really a process. I'm young as shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here, but
You do whatever you want, man. It's an open space.
I'm young. So that kind of allowed me to realize where I was at in my life and be able to, I would say, listening to him at a young age when I was like junior year, 16, 17, allowed me to gave me a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise, just because, he was like,
And then getting to meet him,
yeah,
and getting advice from him.
I didn't really get advice from him. I adapt him up, but like it was more of just I talked to him for a bit, but it was more of just the experience of like just seeing him, just because like, at that time, like I was doing well, but where I've been where the person I was when I met him compared to the moves and the stuff that I'm doing now, it's been night and day. And I think Gary, anyone that's getting into entrepreneurship definitely should just check him out. Some content, like I don't believe in hustling 24/7, right? But like definitely you need to have a much above average work ethic if you want to get anywhere, not even in entrepreneurship, just in life in general,
Okay, so you do agree that networking is key.
Oh, I mean, it's literally relationships are everything, right? If you have relationships with the right people, it's really about what you bring to the table, because let me be frank, you can network with someone all you want, but if you don't have any value you can bring to them, whether that's financially, monetary,
Yeah, they
or
don't
anything,
care.
they don't care. And that's just the world we live in. It's just the world we live in. So networking has brought me opportunities that I never thought I would ever have had. And it's all just about being confident, you know? And like if you don't have the knowledge and the skill, then you need to go and obtain it, you know?
So when it comes to any industry that you've touched, have you noticed that the follow-up is really important? Whatever you're trying to push, have you noticed that, sometimes you really got to work a customer. You got to follow up with them.
Right.
We had, I don't know if you know Agent Dooley. You know Agent
Yeah,
Dooley?
I know who Dooley is.
We had Dooley on, and he was talking about, he literally left here to go close the deal that he had been working on for 45 days.
Right.
And the guy literally they pitched him an offer. They get back to him. The guy said he's taken the same offer from a different company. And he's like, okay, whatever, wish you the best of luck. If anything falls through, just let me know. He hits him back again. Hey, how are things going? They're starting to get a little iffy. He hits him back again. Hey, how are things going? And then had been probably like 45 days. And he was like, yeah, the deal fell through. And he was like, well, we're still here. Let's make this happen.
Right.
So they ended up making it happen.
Right.
And there's something in that follow-up that if people don't see the first store blow up, they don't see the first month, I increased my not even revenue, just my audience or whatever it is, whether it's a podcast, they just kind of drop it. That's something that a lot of people do. They're not persistent. And you're talking about going for years. And I've just noticed with a lot of people that are successful, people like yourself, people like Dooley, whoever it is, you guys are persistent. You understand that like you got to work out the move.
Right.
Things aren't night and day, but I mean, in the reality of things, they can't be night and day. But what I'm trying to say is, have you noticed that the follow-up is key, that you got to push it?
Right. I mean, not only in just like the sales aspect of things, but like I would say like consistency and the follow-up are like kind of two separate things. But I definitely agree with you. So like the follow-up in business, I mean, the follow-up is really everything. And not only that, it's like if you're being pushy in sales, like you're not going to get the end result, right? So I would say the biggest thing is not only following up, but like depending on your business, wholesaling is a whole different business, but specifically, let's say a different service-based business. Not only do you have the follow-up, but you also have posting content, right? So like my content is my follow-up because I have a lot of realtors that follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram, Facebook, etc. And I'll reach out to them and some of them say they might not be interested, or because I have a virtual assistant who does all my outreach for me, reaching out to businesses 24/7 because I can't do that all day, right? So if I post content that's valuable and entertaining to my target audience, which are real estate investors or realtors, even if they say no, over time it's going to kind of warm them up. And if they continue to see that, they say, you know what, I might want to work with this kid. So, and
have
also,
you seen results from that?
Yeah,
where you had somebody that wasn't interested.
I've definitely seen results from that. Just because like I'm posting free value on things that I would already do for my clients, and just saying, hey, this is what I'm doing for my clients. You don't have to do it with me. Just do it in your own business, right? And if someone finds, it's really about who can give the most value for free, right? I bought in tons of courses because people have given me a ton of value, and I was like, you know what? If the free content's amazing, then the paid content obviously is going to be better, right? So, and not only the follow up in sales in the business, but consistency. There's a book called The Slight Edge. If you guys take away anything, I recommend just reading that book, The Slight Edge. It's a guy who he basically went from being broke to a multimillionaire, and then he went broke again, right? And what it was talking about was like the actions that he took that allowed him to get to where he was, and also get to where he was multiple times.
That's super annoying.
The birds.
Oh my God. So it allowed him to realize where he messed up the second time?
No,
because you said he got rich and they lost the money?
Yeah, he got rich and then he lost the money. What he realized is that he wasn't taking the same actions, the small actions every single day to get him to where he originally was. Like if I'm taking...
Oh, so when he made money...
Yeah, when he stopped doing the same actions.
See, you never think about that. Wow. Okay, so... Wow.
Like you can't stop what's doing to get, like what's generating the revenue. Once you've made it, like it takes a lot more to sustain making a lot of money than actually like the come up, if that makes sense.
No, that does make sense. You said it's called The Slight Edge?
Yeah, The Slight Edge.
I'm going to check it out. Why not? I'm going to check it out and get back to you about it. Yeah. Why not? Collaborate on that. Wow. Okay. So as far as being a slight edge, right? How do you think that you have a slight edge in, the industries? Because come on, let's be real, man. No matter how much you learn anything, there's a certain aspect of it that's kind of like a talent, like your own little touch, right?
Right. I mean, I agree and disagree. Like I would say a lot of it has been just action on acquired knowledge. I'm really big on taking action.
No, of course, taking action, but how have you thrown your own flavor in there?
Right. Well, I mean, I would say I'm just creative. I mean, the slight edge is less about, I wouldn't say it has to, honestly, I don't, if I'm being honest, being blunt, I started from shit, right? I didn't know anything. So,
But everyone does.
right,
Everyone has a
exactly.
first day in the
nothing,
gym.
There's nothing different between me and anyone listening to this, right? I've always been a people person, a talker, good with networking with people, just negotiation, sales. I never was special in any specific field, right? However, the thing that set me apart was that I didn't listen to anyone. I listened to my mentors, people that were already in places that I wanted to be, as well as consistent. And I didn't even know about what the slight edge was really talking about. It's like before I was already doing the slight edge before I read the book. And really what it's talking about is like being consistent every single day on achieving your goals. Like, for example, I'm really trying to become very fit. I was a ex-D2 athlete. So I'm trying to get to my old weight, which was like 190, 195. I'm like 180, 175 right now. For me to do that, I had to go to the gym and eat 3 or 4 meals and a protein shake every single day, or I'm not going to do that. But if I don't eat the gym, go to the gym, or eat the meals, then I'm going to be going back. So that's kind of what the slight edge talks about. You either are moving forward slowly or you're moving backwards slowly, regardless of if you like it or not. It's either working for or against you, like compound interest, you know?
Yeah,
Either
of course.
you're losing a lot of money or you're slowly gaining. And it's not noticeable at first, but after 3 years of doing it and being consistent, buying courses, watching courses, investing myself, reading books, going to events, spending my own money, going broke, testing on myself and investing in myself to make it back tenfold. After kind of going through that period, I can see how the slight edge and consistency has paid off, you know?
Yeah, because if you hadn't pushed a little more, you wouldn't have gotten to that next level.
Right.
To that next level that, wow, that's the mindset that we try to get people to take away, that I feel like people should take away, is that you always do want to push for more.
Right.
It's not that you don't want to be content. Don't get me wrong. You want to be humble, content with your life, but why not strive for more? Like,
Right.
Why can someone else do it, but you can't?
Right.
So that kind of lines up. Okay. So then, as far as, see, because what the thing is it's hard for someone who's on the outside, because some of it just sounds too good to be true. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because it's just crazy, man, that some people nowadays, people like yourself, have found success from just using a computer, advertising, and getting out there and providing people, a real
Value.
service. Do you think that it's not necessarily an old way of thinking, but do you think that a lot of the people that are in business right now, they're just not investing in that? They'd rather just pay someone. So why not take advantage of that? Like, do you think that what people are doing as far as marketing, is this hard stuff, or is it just kind of like you got to put your time to it?
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as building and developing any other skill, right? Like if I wanted to become the best website developer and coder, I would have to spend hours on my craft and learning and investing. And people go to college all the time to learn a specific trade or skill. It's the same thing. However, I think people are missing out on the biggest opportunity of one of the biggest opportunities of the human race, right? Internet was invented 20, 30 years ago, and look how much it's changed everything. So if you're not
Crazy.
look, I've learned a ton of stuff for free or very cheap by investing with mentors. Paying $1,000 to learn from someone that's made multiple millions of dollars was almost unheard of when my parents were alive, right? So I would say what do you have to lose, right? That's like being real. Because like if you're gonna go to school and get a 9-to-5 degree, get a 9-to-5 and work a corporation, that's fine. Some people want that, and you can never force someone to want anything. But if you want to be an entrepreneur or build even extra cash, look at the risk. What's the worst thing that can happen? This is how I really view everything. The worst thing that could happen is you go broke by investing in yourself and you don't make any money. Okay. What's the best thing that can happen? There's really no cap on how much money you can make on the internet, because the best thing about the internet is infinitely scalable, right? I have people overseas working for me while I'm talking about this podcast, and it's for my internet business. I could be in Mexico. Drinking a smoothie, watching TV on a beach, and have my team handling everything.
Because it takes it outside of the box.
Yeah.
Anyone can log in anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow. So, we've been talking about a lot of the bright side of things. Have you had any low points?
Oh my God. I mean, don't even get me started.
What are some of the main lessons you got from the low points, man? Because, we're painting it up like a nice cake, and
Right.
it is, but
mean,
I know that there's always challenges in everything.
right. I mean, it's definitely, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of great stuff. But I mean, I've been depressed multiple times, deal with depression as an entrepreneur.
Is it the unknown, or is it just kind of like no one else is doing it like this?
It's a risk. You're betting on yourself. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, it's not the easiest thing to do, obviously, because an easy route for me would just be go and, make $80,000 a year, which is still great money. Don't get me wrong. It's still great money. working for a corporation doing marketing or going to do that. But for me, I guess, I mean, I kind of got into entrepreneurship when I was in a dark period of my life, and it kind of brought me out. Got to start developing myself better. And then when I left the company that I was working at for a year and a half, I kind of went through a period of just really trying to rediscover, because like I said, I was working somewhere that I learned a lot about what I don't want to do, if that makes sense, like how I don't want to run a business or be a part of a business. And I went just through a period of really trying to find myself again. I guess that was like the last few months of 2019, trying to find myself and what I want to do, my passion. And, it's not easy, but at the same time, like no one's going to make your life better but you.
Yeah.
Right. So even through those dark periods when I was struggling, like I knew I wasn't going to give up, like, because like the reward is worth the risk. Right. The worst thing that happens for me is I go and get a job and, and work for someone else, which is fine. Sometimes some
I
people
love
do
that mindset, man.
Yeah.
I love that mindset. The risk is worst case scenario. I'm doing what everyone else is doing.
Right.
Isn't that kind of funny, man? Do you ever kind of step back from what you're doing and just kind of be like, you know what? I love that. What the hell? Do you ever step back from what you're doing and just kind of be like, well, I could be doing it like anyone else, but I'm out here, I'm creating, and it's working. Like, do you almost kind of get like a high off of that?
No. I mean, I love. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love. Well, yes
like,
and no.
So
like when I'm like happy, when I'm working.
Come on, bro. When it works, are you not like, holy shit?
No. I mean, I think I enjoy the wins, but like, I'm not. No, I would say that's who I used to be. Right. I used to be a really big talker and just.
No, not the talking, because no one. See, when you're sharing information with people,
right.
That's all you're doing. A lot of people don't care about you. They care about taking your information,
right.
talking shit about it. I'm talking about when you're alone with yourself, man, and things are working. Is that flame start to build up where you're just like, okay, cool. I knew this is what I wanted.
Of course, it's about a passion about, but I would say it's less about the flame. It's not about when it's working, because I know it's going to work, because that's why I'm here. It's like, it's my craft. This is this is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to be known for. This is what I am known for. When I'm 10, 20 years from now, my kids going to say, what did your dad do? He does digital marketing. Like, that's what it is. But it's more about the angle and how me hitting my goals with my company is going to allow me to do things that I want to do. Like, I want to get back. I want to travel with my family. I want to buy a nice car. I want to give to my church. I want to have a charity, do all these things. So it's less about, I really see business and entrepreneurship as a vehicle for me, less of not only a vehicle for me, but a platform for me. Because I know I'm a believer in Christ. So God's going to give me a platform so I can spread his word, because that's just something I believe in, whether you like it or not. Cool. But I think more about that and less about the business. The business is my blood, right? I'm just working. I'm trying to get that done. If it's working, amazing, cool. Because celebrating wins are good. And I think you definitely have to take time to celebrate. But I just feel like I've been so humbled that like, it doesn't even really feel like celebrating for me. It's more of just like, okay, like, good work. Like, you made a good play. And I'm an athlete. You made a good play. Get back on the line. Like, there's more work to be done.
Yeah, there always is more work to be done. But like, at the end of the day, man, when you're doing things that, from what you're saying, are so much at an advanced level than what people your age are doing,
right.
Does it not make you stop and think like, hey, like, I used to think I was tripping, but now after I've actually done things, I know what I got going on, and I'm going to keep
right.
pushing it. I'm going to keep doing, and eventually get and do all the things that you're talking about doing. Because at the end of the day, man, yeah, your kids are going to know you as the digital marketer, but they're going to know you as Maybach marketing or as
Maybach
Kendall. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's your touch to it.
Right.
So come on, I know it feels good, man.
It does.
You got to let yourself enjoy some of it.
It does, but I don't know.
Have you done psychedelics?
No.
See, that's weird. I guess that's good, because you kind of have a mindset already. But that's good. You want to stay humble,
right? Yeah, I feel
like enjoy it a little bit, man.
I feel like I've been through that stage of like enjoying it. I feel like.
Do you think that's what holds you back? Like, that's like a newbie mindset?
No, I mean, no. I think enjoying your fruits of your labor is important, right? But I feel like the enjoyment for me is not only in the results, but I feel like the enjoyment for me is done through the work, right? Like, I just enjoy doing what I do. So like, getting good results, like, I was like, yeah, like, making more money, making my clients shit ton of money, I'm passionate about that. But at the same time, that's not why I get up and like, if I had
of course not. So you're like a journey guy.
Yeah, it's all about the journey. It's really about this. Like, I have the end goal in mind, like I've had the same end goal. Like, I want to buy an Audi RS7 once I turn 21, 22.
RS7's nice.
Yeah, RS7 or S7. Like, I feel like those are the moments where I'm like it's really about my mentor, Iman Ghazi. If you're trying to get a marketing agency, definitely check him out. It's one of my mentors. He's all about the private victories, right? Like, it's less like the public victories, like when I post like a screenshot of me making a client 100K. But what people don't see is all the work and the time and the energy and the 14-hour days and working on my butt off, making sure my health's good, all those private victories that went into that. So,
but that's what I'm talking about.
More focused about the private victories, like less of like not even really seeing the results from it, but doing the things that get the result, because that's what's like making me happy. Less of like for example, if I wake up early and I hit the gym and I do my morning routine and I read my Bible and I do my work for the day. And then
no one knows that but you.
Exactly. And that's what
I'm talking about. When you're alone with yourself, you get that flame where you're like, wow, like I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what someone else thinks.
Of course.
Someone might be hating all day, but my craft is working.
Right.
Do you think that, because that in itself, because what I've noticed is that when you see results, it's easier for you to calibrate yourself. You're like, wow, okay, I saw results. I know that what I'm doing is working, and I know that not necessarily what I'm doing is scalable or any guaranteed future result, but just the mindset that I have is on track. Like, I'm not tripping. Like, that's kind of how I've been in a lot of the things I've done in my life. I just kind of want to see if I'm tripping or not. Like, do I have a good idea or am I full of shit?
Right.
You know? Like, because I don't want to work a 9 to 5. You don't want to work a 9 to 5. Nobody generally wants to do that, but a lot of people aren't willing to risk and bet on themselves, like you said.
Right.
That's what this channel is all about, is awareness to that.
Right.
So it's nice to see the private victories. So the RS7, that's yours. That's the target.
For now, that's not really the target. It's like that's like the public victory. That's that's like for example, me moving into a luxury apartment this summer. It's gonna be that's a public victory. People see like, okay, these are the fruits of your labor, and I think those are cool. But I really have just been focused on the private victories. That's really what's allowed me. I would say these last probably 3 to 4 months have been really the most growth period. The 3 to 6 months, really, the most growth period I've been through in my life, from maybe like October until now, so however long that is. Not only like spiritually and mentally, but like just as a man and in person, the private victories are what matter, because that's what gets you the public victories. And it's really you're gonna feel happiness. Like, I feel happy when I know I'm doing the things that I should be doing, because that's going to get me to where I am now, to where I want to be.
I feel you. Wow, I like that, man. I feel like that's something someone will definitely take away. Fuck the book. That's the mindset. That's all you can take, is the mindset on how to incorporate this in my own life.
Right. But it's less of the reason I say the book is because it's less about like, don't get me wrong, it's really, of course you can have the philosophy and the mindset, but
applying.
Like, it's the daily applying, right? Like, it's a lot easier. Like, is it easy to wake up in the morning and work out? Yeah, it's pretty easy. You just got to go to bed on the right time and wake up. Is it easy to go to bed late, watching Netflix and eating shit food, and then waking up late, just like a regular kid? I'm not saying a regular kid, but a lot of people do. Yeah, it's really just as easy. It's just really about your philosophy, and that's why the book has really transformed my mind. Because like now I know, like, when I'm doing things that don't align, because I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, but when I do things that don't align with what are best for me, then I know that I'm like, okay, like I'm taking a step back. Because if you're not taking a step forward, you're taking a step back, right?
Damn. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, well, damn, dude. What other books have you checked out?
Honestly, off the top of my head, I would say Psycho-Cybernetics. I have like, that's kind of, when I first started in entrepreneurship, I think everyone should go through this period of just education, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Those are a couple good books.
Basics.
The basic, like kind of just getting your foundation. Because I went through that period when I first started. I went through courses as well as reading books on psychology, psychology is huge in any field you go into. You're going to need to know about psychology, because if you know psychology and how to leverage it for your benefit, then you're going to be able to have much faster strides than most people. So I read a lot of psychology books, but no, I just look up, if I want to find a good book, I look up like someone that's killing it in a field, what books they read. Like, Google is your best friend. For example, Tai Lopez's best books. Just look them up on Google. He'll have a whole list of books. Just go and buy one on Amazon for $20
and educate yourself.
Yeah, and then not only that, but it's about taking the action on the education. Because you can read a bunch of books in the world, but if you're not applying them, then that's the same thing with any course. If you're not applying it, then you're just wasting your time.
Damn, man. Well, believe it or not, bro, we've been going for about an hour. So just before, before we cut this one, bro, I just want you to know that not only do we thank you for your time, because I know you're a very busy man, but the people coming here, man, they support you. So I just want you to take a moment and just shout out your Instagrams, shout out your pages, how people can get involved with you, how people
Right.
can reach out to you if, they want maybe not mentorship, but guidance, if
Yeah.
they want to do business, just if you just want to take a
Right.
moment and take care of
Yeah,
all
of
that
course,
real
appreciate
quick.
that. So my Instagram is KNDALL, and if you guys have a real estate or e-commerce business, or really any business that wants to grow your revenue through paid advertising, my website's Maybach, Maybach-media.com. Would love to help you guys out. I don't have anything to sell you. Just message me. I'm a really genuine person. Love to help you guys out. So
It's amazing, bro. Damn, man. Well, thank you so much once again. And I know a lot of people just got a lot of really good knowledge. But for now, I'm Charbel Milan. Today we got,
Kendall Shaw.
and it's been a time shared. Thank you so much.